morning, Duff here. On my way to work, but on my way to work I have a detour. Yeah, nose feels runny. I have a detour. I'm stopping at the dermatologist for my 6-month checkup. I go to the dermatologist every 6 months, which may sound like a lot for most people, and the reason is because I've had probably half a dozen different spots of basal cell skin cancer cut off my body over the last 10 years. So that's why I go on a more regular basis, because that means that I'm more at risk for the more serious types of skin cancer. Usually it's a pretty quick visit, although I do have a spot on my my left clavicle, or I don't know, my lat, I guess you would say. That's been problematic for quite a while. I actually had him check it once before, and he came back as negative for basal cell, but I'm pretty convinced it is basal cell, just because of the way it's been acting. So I'm going to have him check that again. So yeah, last couple days I haven't been doing any blogging. I've been involved with something at work that takes me out of my normal routine. Didn't really have access to do that kind of stuff. Well, as you can tell, I'm in the Tacoma, which is very very exciting. I can tell this is going to be really, really good. So anyways, let's see. With the stuff I was doing at work the past couple days, I also actually got out of work at a slightly earlier time than normal. And last night I put that time to use by installing my Ratio. I don't know if it's pronounced Ratio, but it's a Wi-Fi sprinkler controller, an intelligent sprinkler controller that connects to the internet, has an app, and can also be controlled by our Amazon Echo via your voice, so that's kind of cool. But basically what it does is it uses a bunch of different data. You tell it your zones that you have, you tell it what sort of vegetation is in each zone, how much sun it gets, the terrain, if it's like sloped or flat, the type of soil that's in there, and it uses that information along with weather information to intelligently water your landscape. Basically, it will come up with this. If you can do a standard schedule, like you would with a normal controller. You say, okay, 2 days a week, water each zone for 45 minutes, and be done with it. But that would kind of defeat the purpose of this thing. Instead, what this does is it will devise a schedule based on how much rain it has seen in your area and the different types of zones that it's watering, and it will customize that schedule, and it'll be flexible and change it as needed. So that's kind of cool. So initially I set it up as a flexible schedule, and it was going to run tonight, or I'm sorry, last night, and it instead canceled it because we got a lot of rain. So that's kind of cool. That's what we wanted to do. So we'll see how that goes. I have so much smart equipment in the house now. I have the Philips Hue bulbs. I have Wemo switches and outlets. I have the Ratio. You have the Ring doorbell, 2 of them actually. Our security DVRs that we have in the coop and the front and the back of the house. And we just have all kinds of surveillance and intelligence and you name it built into the house right now. And is it all necessary? No, of course not. But it's just, it's kind of, I guess, my hobby, kind of stuff that I like to mess with. So And even though Cindy, isn't as into tech as I am, she finds all this stuff cool as well, so that's good. On my phone. So anyways, yeah, got the water sprinkler installed, tested, and working. And of course there's a video on YouTube about it, because nowadays I've been trying to put pretty much anything possible that could have you in a remote need out there on YouTube. Like for instance, last week I did a video of us opening up the gel-infused foam mattress that we bought. It was vacuum packed, and we videoed breaking the vacuum, and when you break the vacuum, all the air rushes back into the mattress and it inflates. I thought someone would find that interesting, and believe it or not, there's I think there's over 500 views already. So somehow that video is getting found quite a bit. And sometimes it's just the title. People are searching on that title, and it hits, and you generate a lot of views that way. Sometimes it's easy just to talk, and sometimes it's just like tonight. Today is Thursday, June 2nd, and tonight we actually have a Tarpons Arena football game to attend. You may say, why would they have a game on a Thursday night? And I would say the same thing, but it's a playoff game, and evidently that was the only scheduling opening that they could find at the arena that they normally play. So the game's tonight at 7:05. I wasn't happy to see who they were playing. They were playing the Savannah Steam in the playoffs, who are 3-5, and the Tarpons just played them actually 2 weeks ago. We were at that game, a home game, and they beat them 70-6. So every single home game that we've gone to for the Tarpons has been an incredible blowout. I think the least that they won by was 35 points maybe. And yeah, sure, it's great to have your team win, but when they're winning by that much, it's not that fun. It doesn't make for a compelling spectating experience at all, unfortunately. And like I said, every single game this year has been like that. They're in a new league again this year. This is like their third league in 4 years, I believe. It's kind of a joke, and everybody kind of knows it's a joke, but it's I don't know. Cindy and I enjoy it. It's fun to people watch, and we have good seats. Our entire section, almost every game this season, our entire section, talking field to top row, has been empty. And with just Cindy and I sitting in that section. We're in the one corner end zone, but we're in the front row of that corner, so we have good seats, but there's no one else that sits in our section. So I've said for like the last 3 years, I have no idea how they stay in business, the football team, because they get less than 500 people a game. Might be less than 300. I don't know. I've never counted. But it is not well attended, and there's a lot of expenses, I'm sure, with running an arena football team, and I have no idea how they would cover them based on the attendance that they get. So once again, I will say that I'll be amazed if the Tarpons are around next year. But we'll see. And I believe I'm sure they're going to win tonight. There only seems to be one other team in the league that's good. The Tarpons actually have one loss. They played a team from Columbus, and that was their one loss. Every other team in the league seems pretty terrible. There's a bunch of, like I said, the Savannah Steam is 3-5. The Tarpons are 7-1. But a lot of the other teams are like 1-7 or 0-8, and it's a terrible league. So anyways, turn the camera around to get some driving footage, because that could be more interesting than what I'm actually saying. Probably is. I don't remember if I mentioned on the vlog before that I got new video editing software called Camtasia to replace Windows Movie Maker, and I actually really like the product. It works really well. Has tons of features, and it seems like pretty much everything that I don't know how to do, I can intuitively figure it out. You know, it's just a well-designed product. And I've been using it for all my videos now for the last week or so, and it makes it very easy to add effects, to do complex cuts, to do music beds. You can do voice narration, screen recording, just a ton of cool features. And one of the reasons I got it was, you know, Movie Maker is okay. You know, lets you do the basics, lets you get video out there on YouTube. But I've spent a lot of time, you know, watching other people's videos, and when you see guys like Casey Neistat, you know, he is so polished and his stuff is so interesting, and it's just crazy the lengths he goes to produce a daily vlog, you know, with multiple angles and aerial shots and time lapse. It's just so well done. So anyways, I subscribe to his channel. I watch a lot of his videos, and I just pick up pointers along the way. Not that I implement many of them in a proficient manner at all, but I pick up bits and pieces actually from everything I watch on YouTube. You know, something might strike me, I'm like, hey, that's a good idea, and I try to incorporate it in some way into what I do. Even though I think it's important to always, you know, even if it's not the most exciting thing, to be yourself. You can't be an actor or an impersonator and just try to mimic something else. You have to be who you are, and if people find that interesting in some way, then that's cool. And if not, you know, that's just the way it is. Oh, I know one thing I didn't talk about. I'm parked right now at the dermatologist's office. If you care, didn't take me as long as I anticipated. My appointment's at 8:10, and it is now 7:34. Oh. So, anyways, one thing that I wrote about on the blog after my last vlog entry was how I don't understand how someone can do daily vlogging, aka Casey Neistat, aka a lot of people. And I noticed that a lot of people start trying to do daily vlogs and it quickly stops. And I can tell in my situation there's two reasons for that. First of all, you have to have something to say or something interesting to talk about, and at least in my case, that's not an easy thing for me to just spew easily. I can't come up with content constantly like that. You know, even though I can kind of write about everyday normal things and make it somewhat interesting, but I don't believe I can speak about those same things and make it as interesting. So, but also the second part of it is just the labor involved with getting that out there. You know, because when you record the video, then you have to go in and you have to edit it all, which requires you to at least watch the full length of the video once, if not more than once. Make all the cuts, and then you have to upload it to YouTube and then get it out there on social media or whatever. So it takes a lot of effort, and basically I can just understand why a lot of people think that they're gonna become vloggers and they don't, just because you wind up putting out stuff that's just not all that interesting. And in my situation, I would rather have fewer videos that are better than hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them that are very, very forgettable. The people, there goes a squirrel. The people forget about or don't even complete watching on most situations. And I'm putting together sentences that don't even make any sense right now. You know, I would say that today's episode is probably a good example of that, of me stumbling for words and expressing things in an interesting way, and I'm very aware of that. So. Obstacle avoidance, and yeah, that's it. Bye.